What is up, App Nation? Today, we're going to talk all about how to grow a niche AI app and a very interesting AI app. And with me today is Max Gorman. He's been following the channel since he was in the 5th grade. And that's insane to even say it out loud. Shows you how old I am. But we're going to break down his app, tell you how to help him grow his app. And it's an insane technology that he's built. So without further ado, let's get started and let's bring in Max. Max, welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, how are you?
I did a different intro for those who are familiar. So what is up, App Nation? It is Steve P. Young, founder of appmasters.com. And you are in the right place when you want to discover all the latest and greatest when it comes to helping your app grow in terms of downloads and, more importantly, those revenues. And today we're going to do a little bit something different. So Max, we're going to have like a more of a growth coaching call. But dude, what I really want to know is what made you so interested in apps at such an early age?
I have been obsessed with tech for as long as I can remember. I got my first iPod at 7, I believe, and it just took off from there. I always wanted something on the App Store.
That's awesome. But what was it? Was it just because you were playing around with the certain games? I know for me, when I had a kid, okay, Max, and so you were a kid, but I was like, hey, I can see how much my son is engaging with that iPad and how much he's actually learning from it too.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like something specific, I was big into Scratch, the coding website, when I was 6 or 7. I have a brother who's much older than me who taught me how to do it. And I fell in love with it immediately. I knew that I wanted to like make something. I wanted something of my own to be out there.
That's awesome, man. Okay. Well, now you have, and you said throughout the journey, because you're in college now, what is it, like to 10 years now, Max? Like
just about 10 years. Yeah.
Okay. That's insane, man. And so now that you have, I know we talked before, you did launch some products, but now you got your baby out right now, right? Like this is your baby.
Yeah, I'm really proud of it. And it's really a surreal feeling to have like my own app out there on the App Store now.
Yeah, so check it out. It is called CarSnap. It's going to make your car buying experience so easy. Just take a picture and Mac's going to do all the work. So you see a car you like, take a photo of it, boom, you're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, exactly. So basically the idea of CarSnap is that a lot of people, when they're shopping for cars, have trouble deciding what make and model they want. And market research has shown us that a lot of people, when they're shopping for cars, don't know what they want at all. They go in kind of open to different options. And so our idea is that it would be pretty great if you could shop for cars just by pointing and shooting, taking a picture of one that you like. So we use AI to identify the make and model and year of any car you take a picture of. Then we show you specifications, listings, and video reviews. So you have everything you need right in one place.
That's awesome, man. Do you want to get into some of this that you prepared for us too?
So just very quickly, the team is just 2 people. I did all the software side, and then Sam Japaj, he is a YouTuber. He goes by Car Legion on YouTube, has about 250,000 subscribers. And so he does automotive videos, drag races, car reviews, and he's been helping promote the app. And we'll talk about downloads in a little bit, but he's kind of got the name out there and helped us to get off the ground. He's also a very big idea man. He's had some really great ideas that have helped improve the app throughout the 4 months that it's been on the App Store.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so there's some studies backed up here, but a large portion of the population feels isolated. Primarily women report that they feel isolated from car shopping, and they feel that it's often difficult for them to get knowledge from car shopping because a lot of people talk condescendingly towards them at car dealerships. There's a lot of reports of that throughout the country, and there's multiple surveys that back it up. So our goal is to be an information gathering platform where anyone can not feel discriminated against, not feel talked down to, and can easily gather information on the cars they want to shop for from just a picture. You don't buy the cars in app. We are purely like an information gathering platform and shopping platform. And so just like we touched on before, this is just a quick video of how it works. Just take a picture and it'll bring up specifications. And then below that, there are listings, so you can see them all for sale. You can call the dealers right from within the app and schedule test drives. And then there's video reviews all right there.
That's awesome. I can attest to this, Max. You know, at one my girlfriend, now wife at the time, but her roommate, she's like, Steve, can you come with me to the car dealership? Because, you know, I need somebody there. And I was like, okay. And Max, it was like above my head, but she pointed out the same thing, you know, like, I don't want to be trying to take advantage of. Just your presence alone will help you know, the car
Yeah.
dealers talk to me in a better way.
Yeah, so actually, on a personal level, a large portion of the reason I created this app is when my mom purchased her last car. She
Mm,
was really insistent, and rightfully so, that my dad or myself come with her to purchase the car and help her to find out the information, because she was worried that they wouldn't let her negotiate as well as they would with my dad or myself, solely because she was a woman. And
mhm.
obviously, that's wrong. We want to give you all the information up front. That way they have no ground to stand on trying to discriminate against people. If you know everything there is to know about the car, if you come off very knowledgeable and you've done your research, it makes it a much harder case for them to try and keep you from haggling on the price.
Yeah. So I like it. So your premise was like, hey, help you get the information too. So you can make,
Yeah.
and you get the MSRP, you know.
Yeah, you get the MSRP, the gas mileage, the trunk space, the seating capacity, and even the 0 to 60 time for those who are interested. So everything you can need to know, all that info. Even, yeah, you get the top speed and the engine displacement. So
Yep.
some of the nitty gritty stuff, but also the very important information that you need to know when buying a car.
That's awesome, man. Now,
Thanks.
did you see the opportunity, or did you kind of like, hey, my mom had this problem. I think this is a good idea. I think this is something that's needed. So what came first?
So once my mom had the problem, was kind of in the mindset I really wanted to build. AI was just getting like to the level of popularity that it's at now at this time when I like got the idea from it, and I just wanted to build something with AI integration. And the idea kind of evolved from there. The more I talked to people, the more I saw that this is a shockingly common problem, and a really unfortunate one at that. Especially that last slide mentioned that about 85% of women play a role in, or 85% of
Yeah.
all car purchases are influenced in some way by women. So it
Yes.
absolutely huge market demographic. And then I looked at Auto Trader and a few other platforms. They're used over 80% by men. So it shows those online car shopping platforms were not appealing to over half the demographic of the world. A very large untapped market that we were hoping to tap into with something like this.
I like it. You want to get into some of the numbers, Max?
Yeah, if you actually a few slides from
This
here.
one?
Yep. So yeah, so we have a top of the line conversion rate right now. So about 36% of all people who are visiting our app listing are downloading it. I think it's because we're a pretty unique take and we are completely free. A lot of our rivals, those AI car identification apps, not necessarily shopping apps like we are, but charge a monthly subscription fee, which seems to be popular right now. Being completely free, it gives us an edge over the competition. We have a low cost per acquisition, and in just about 4 months, it says three. It's closer to four now. 3.5 months on the App Store, we have gotten just under 3,000 downloads now. So we've had a pretty strong start.
Nice. And plus, you don't need that many downloads. You just need the right one, right? To make a
Exactly.
difference. Yeah. I like
We
it.
need the right downloads, the people who will help us get dealers on board to keep the app going.
How have you been marketing this?
So the current marketing strategy is absolutely no paid advertisements, just through
Okay.
YouTube.
Got it.
So Sam, my business partner, has just been putting out videos on his YouTube channel. We have an Instagram account that hasn't done very well, if I'm being quite honest, but some of his recent YouTube videos have gotten 1 to 300,000 views, and he has usually a 30-second or 1 minute sponsored placement in his videos for these. And since
Okay.
he's the owner of the company, he has all the merch, he has everything he needs
Nice.
to like properly represent us.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so here's our growth. So our actual public launch was in March. February was just like a private demoing and beta. So you can see everything is trending upwards. And actually in June, we far surpassed our May downloads as well. And this
Nice,
gives a
man.
little bit of background about Sam here too. But basically what I just covered about how he's currently promoting the app and how we have no advertising budget.
That's awesome. You want me to go to the next one?
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, the way we plan to make money through this, we looked at competitors, and right now there is just an influx of GPT wrapper apps that charge a monthly subscription fee that people are sick of. And we think it's unlikely people would want to pay to shop for cars. So the way that we are kind of countering that standard tactic right now that people are using, we are funding the app through sponsored listings primarily at the moment. So dealerships can pay to have their listings listed first. Earlier, you saw a screenshot of the app where when you first scan a car, just 3 or 4 listings show up. And those listings could be sponsored listings, and the dealerships could pay for those. And then also we will be using data collection. So we have a unique take in that we're the only car shopping app who collects images anonymously, completely anonymously, according to Apple and Google's policies. And we're able to help manufacturers and sell those images to OEMs to say, hey, these are your colors that are most popular. These are the ones that are most eye-catching and the angles people look at your vehicles from.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, cool. Then before we get into the questions, I do want to say this, like, how are you getting this number, Max? That's why I was asking you, like, well, what are the marketing channels?
Oh, so that's a fair question. I saw the question in the chat as well.
Yeah,
so the cost per acquisition being 15 cents, it actually comes from, we were given, while we've put in no paid advertising, we were given a limited free advertising budget from App Store Marketing, $100
okay.
free advertising.
Nice. Yeah.
And so we use that as a test to get a cost per acquisition number. So when we pitch to investors, we have like a relatively accurate number to give them.
Okay, that's interesting. All right.
Yeah.
Great
So
question,
$0
BN.
in paid marketing, but there is definitely there's been $100 budget there in advertising.
That's awesome. Yeah. How come with the business model, why not do like an affiliate deal? Like obviously if you have listings and there's a lot of these online sites now, but if I found a car through CarSnap and then eventually bought the car through another platform, why shouldn't you get some kickback? Is that something that you guys have thought about?
We would absolutely love if that was possible. Honestly, we floated that over as an idea right now, but I think it's a bit of a scale issue. I don't think we quite have the reach yet to be able to strike an affiliate deal with any of these dealers. So our current strategy is to undercut popular platforms with sponsored listings, because you have platforms like AutoTrader that are charging dealers $500 or $600 a month flat fee, depending on area, and then plus $50 a month per listing that you're sponsoring. And they're doing 30, 40, 50 listings. We're trying to charge a much, much lower flat fee. We're coming in at 20% of the price of AutoTrader, where we're trying to drop the price way down and make it reasonable for them to help get our name out and to help fund us so we can get our name out as well.
Love it, man. Let's get into some of the questions. I do want to say hi to a few people. BN says it's been too long. BN, I know. I feel that way too. I just missed 1 week and I miss you guys. Kevin's here too. Nora, good to see you. Pablo, good to see you, man. Alicio from Brazil. And then that's amazing app, champ. So there you go.
You.
Excellent. All right. So do you want me to get into the last slide right now? The ASL?
Yeah,
you want to start off with that? Okay.
Yeah, so this one is more for you, Steve. I figure you'd be a lot more qualified to comment on this than I am. But this is our most recent keyword rankings. So we're trying to rank on all of our competitors. Some of them are indirect competitors like Carvana, where you actually buy the cars through them, so they're not really directly competing with us. And then some of them are direct competitors like AutoTrader, where they are car browsing sites as well that you don't buy the cars through. And so we're trying to index in all of them. You can see on here, we've had best ranks in the 20s for many of them, which is good. I mean, we're getting up there, but I'm really hoping that I can learn through this stream, through this call, how I can improve those rankings and improve my ASO in general.
Yeah. I mean, look, obviously you already ranked for them, so that's good. And part of the algorithm is going to be just download and review. So as you naturally grow, your rankings will naturally grow too. There are some other strategies that I talk about that I'll try to share publicly where you can sort of manipulate some of those rankings. But the easiest ones, the most white hat way would be to run some ads against these keywords, right? Which is probably what you did when you got the $100 spend through Apple.
Exactly.
Like that's pretty much how you sort of take some of that, because ultimately, Max, what have we found is, depending on the category, but for most, generally speaking, even if you were number 2 for Carvana, you wouldn't see that big of an increase in downloads.
Hmm.
So ASO is not like, because we did it for another client years ago, back when you were in the 5th grade, we probably did it. We got number 2 for all our competitor, like our clients' competitors' apps, and he didn't see any increase in downloads.
Really?
So that's why I'm always like, don't use competitor brands, don't go after them. Try to find something different. And so what I would try to do from your ASO strategy would be like, try to find somebody like Auto Trader or Carvana that may not have an app, but they're very dominant in the web side of things. That would be an interesting keyword to try to go after.
There are some interesting ones out there. There are some
Sure.
competitors. One of the big kind of titans of websites for car shopping was Auto Tempest, and I would love to do that for them. They just got their app like very, very recently. That might be an interesting competitor to go after.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I've done keyword research for, especially in the AI space, Max, because, you know, like everybody has a note taker at this point,
Yeah.
right? AI note taker. And so we found a bunch that is through, they have a website, but they don't have an app. And so it is one way to borrow somebody's brand for the time being until they launch theirs. But if it's your right demographic, there's nothing wrong against it too.
Interesting. Okay, I will take that into account. That's valuable advice. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. So the other thing I would say, and I'm happy to highlight this too, is what we found, Max, if you really want to be super aggressive. So I'm going to pull up CarSnap listing too. Now, I did not tell you to do this if you get in trouble. Okay. You didn't hear from me. Let me find yours.
I did. I watched one of your videos recently about where to place the review prompt. And I put that
nice.
App in one of the most recent updates. So after you scan a car and it's successfully identified it, then it's going to prompt you for that review.
Nice. I like it, man. We can get into the app if you want to show off anything in the app too. But so here's what I would do. I've got your listing played up, right?
Yeah.
So look, if you really wanted to be aggressive, let's say you found a different app, a different website with the name, you could put it in the Spanish Mexico title and subtitle. Right. I wouldn't put it in the US subtitle and title because it's visible to everybody in the US. Right. But you would put it in the keyword field as an example. And then to get more organic lift, because the title and subtitle have the highest weight, I would put it somewhere in the title subtitle of Spanish Mexico. And this trick works even if you're not available in Mexico, because the US App Store indexes the Spanish Mexico localization.
Interesting. So just put the competitor's name directly in there and it would help with the optimization for it.
Yeah. And because if you put in the US subtitle and title, like, you know, there's apps that are like stats for Spotify, stats for whatever, right? Instagram analytics. And Instagram doesn't like it, right? Usually if they find it, they might come at you. So like, obviously you don't want to make it visible in the US. That's most people probably might see it. So that's how you sort of hide it, Spanish Mexico.
That's interesting. I'll definitely do that. We had to add the title in the first place. It was on Android. It's just CarSnap. CarSnap shopping with AI is not there, but Apple is much more strict with their naming policies. So because there's already been an app called CarSnap, even though the app is delisted, I was not able to name mine just CarSnap on there.
Well, this is where, I mean, the ASO is going to be, car shopping is probably the best keyword for you here anyways. So
yeah, that's what we were hoping for. And we are indexing if you just search car shopping. I believe we're in the high 20s right now. So we're trying to improve that as well.
Nice. That's awesome.
Thanks.
And then, if I were going after this, what I would try to do is maybe do a little bit of ad spend. So what I will say is, because somebody we were helping one of the companies I advised, Max, is he needed ASA help. And within Apple ads, do not try to target. So Max, if you're like, hey, I want to target women, I don't know, maybe from when you start buying your first car, I don't know.
I was targeting on the $100 test run. I was targeting women aged 25 to 49
in Apple ads.
In Apple ads, yeah.
Generally speaking, I wouldn't do that because Apple is crap when it comes to demographic targeting. Because of all their privacy, they almost shot themselves in the foot. So one of our clients, he couldn't get any type of scale in his Apple ads because he was targeting women in the Apple ads. And every time you try to target anybody in Apple ads, demographically, it doesn't work. And so I would take that demographic targeting and throw it on Pinterest, TikTok, Meta. That's where that targeting is more precise. Whereas Apple, if you're not seeing any traction with Apple ads, it might be because you have demographic targeting.
Interesting. I've never even thought about Pinterest advertising. And as far as Apple, yeah, I ran 2 tests for $50 each of my like $100 test budget.
Nice.
And the ad didn't use the full money when it was targeted at women. It wouldn't find enough people a lot of the time.
Yes.
But when it was the general targeting one, it used the full $50. So I noticed a difference there for sure.
I'm not lying to you.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm just kidding.
That is interesting. Never thought about it like that.
What's up, Blue Co Football Club? I love it. Jamie says, what are the running AI model costs?
Yeah,
if you want to share, Max.
Yeah, I'm happy to actually. So when the app first started, we were using GPT-4 Vision, which was absurdly expensive in comparison to what we're using now. Models have improved and gotten cheaper. So we're using Gemini 2.0 Flash right now. Last month, we had, I believe, 800 active users roughly, and it cost us about $3.50. So it's incredibly efficient. The AI model costs are low. Back with GPT, the same amount of use would have cost closer to $120. So it's really come down.
They love your idea. Rad Video says this idea is awesome.
Thanks.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, Max? Like what else is on your mind?
Not in particular, besides our market. Right now, we've been seeking investment. And I think the biggest challenge with an app like this is to get investment, you have to prove that you've carved out your market niche, that there's potential to grow. And to prove that, we have to get dealers on board. But to get dealers on board, we have to have a certain amount of users. It's almost like an endless cycle, like a catch-22. Everything requires something else to kind of get into it. And so right now, our biggest challenge has been getting a number of users that makes dealers comfortable paying for advertisements on our app. And I was wondering if you had advice for kind of how to, like, where best to advertise to organically target women who are buying their first car. I know you mentioned Pinterest before and TikTok. Like, how would you go about it if you were in my situation?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I might try Google, right? Because I think women are probably still Googling and figuring this out. And within Google, you can target just females of a certain age group as well. And then Facebook and do test run on that.
Got it. Yeah, I'll absolutely try that. Thank you for the advice and for the previous advice as well.
And then what I would like personally, I would just try to hack the crap out of it, right? Like, and I would, because thank you, Joseph. I really appreciate it. He says, "Hey, Steve, I like this style of stream." So it takes someone with enough courage like Max to agree to this. So, but if you guys are in the audience and you want to do something like this with me, just reach out to me and we'll hook you up. But Max, what I would do is hack it. Like, if because you're trying to build a marketplace, right? You need the buyers and you need the sellers. And so the great thing about the marketplace is there's good and bad news. I have a lot of marketplace experience. The good news is, you want to start with the good news or the bad news, Max?
Let's start with the bad news. Get it out of the way.
All right, let's get that out of the way. All right. The bad news is very hard to build, very hard to get it going because you're a marketplace. You need buyers and sellers, whereas most people just need buyers or sellers. That's it, right? But the good news is harder to disrupt. That's why eBay is still, frankly, around, that's why Airbnb, hard to disrupt this, because once you hit network effect, or once you have enough listings from both sides, from the buyers and sellers, it's hard to beat you because it's so hard to build, right? And so it's a long journey. And what I would do is, a friend of mine has got something similar to your model, right? People download the app looking for content. They make money if you buy something within the app. And that model really helped them scale. Right. And so like your thing is, hey, we need to bring in people looking for cars, and then we need to show them the cars so that we can make money. And so the show them part, I would hack. Like, is there a way to hack it so that some of your desired partners start to see that you're starting to drive traffic to them? And then we can talk about this offline. And then you start approaching them, right? You be like, hey, I just sent you this much traffic. Let's partner up, man. I'm gonna help you
Yeah,
sell more cars.
the provider that we use for listings has a handy feature that I haven't gotten to utilize nearly enough that tracks the exact amount of clicks that each listing gets. So you can provide that info to a dealer and I could say, hey, I've sent you this much traffic. But it's definitely a great thing to play off of. Thanks.
Well, let's just say I'm trying to send traffic to eBay as an
Mhm.
example, right? And I know eBay likely has an affiliate program, right? And so like I'll just use Amazon as an example because it's a little bit easier to kind of relay. But every site generally will have a UTM source. So you just add your UTM source, and even if it's a web view, you just want their analytics platform to start seeing CarSnap, right? And
That's,
you go,
yeah.
I know for a fact, I know I sent you this much traffic because you're tracking that personally. And then secondly, you go, what does it say on your analytics platform? And what do I have to use to prove to you this so that you can start seeing it from your analytics platform?
That's a great idea. Wow, I'll get on that right away. That I feel like that's a necessity. Actually, that would be a great thing to show to the dealers.
And the best way to get, if you're trying to, here's my tip for those who are trying to get into, let's say I'm trying to talk to eBay, right? And I'm like trying to figure out somebody and I'm going on their website. Here's literally the best way to do it. I go on LinkedIn, right? I don't know what I'm going to find, but I find somebody at eBay Partnerships as an example. Right? And then I'm going to take a look at this. And then, Max, most people will go after like senior director, right? Don't. Find the lowest person on the totem pole, associate, whatever, junior, blah, blah, blah. Those people are going to be hungry. Those people are easier to reach. Those people are willing to do these creative ideas. And so, one story I have that I shared in the past is we were trying to get into the HubSpot conference at a previous company I worked for. And we were trying to give away free photos to everybody that attended the HubSpot. So, a big win for them, right? Free
Yeah,
headshots to everybody that attends. We will cover all the costs and we will distribute to everybody. Great win. Win-win for us because we get to exposure. Win for them because they get to give out. So we reach out to the CMO, right? And the CMO silence. I then go on LinkedIn. I find an intern, Max. Cold reach out to him, DM him on LinkedIn. Literally gets back to me within an hour. He's like, I love this idea. Let's make it. I talked to my boss who's running the event. Let's make it happen. We get on a call. We make it happen. And it's all because of that intern, Ian.
wow.
If I remember his name correctly. Man, my memory is insane. But anyways, that's how I started thinking about it. And when we've gotten PR, I would utilize your youth to your advantage right now, right? And so if you're looking for PR on, let's say, Vogue, I'm just going to throw out some magazine that's women
Yeah,
related, but you're like, hey, and then I would reach out to don't reach out to the editor in chief, senior editor, reach out to that associate writer that just started. And that's how we've been able to get on TechCrunch, Tando. That's how we've been able to get press. Go after somebody who just is way easier to reach and build a little bit of rapport with them.
absolutely. Yeah, that's great advice. I'll do that. I've been looking at some different places to advertise. I know there's people nowadays who sell like these packages that you can get on all the big news websites.
Don't do
Say you
those.
might put it on your site. I've been trying to avoid those. I've been reached out with 100 of them. They all seem overpriced, and
Don't do that. Yeah.
I've been looking for a better way to kind of get organic traffic. But this seems like a much better approach.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's all the hustle. And that's where, not a lot of people are willing to do it. I've done a bunch of those. So I can tell you they don't work. Right.
Gotcha. Yeah. I don't know. I get those like spam emails about them. Sometimes they don't go to spam. You never know. They might be real, but like they don't seem worth the money for what they are. They're
They
quite a
are.
bit.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Having paid for them, I was like, oh, I'm like, this is not good.
Not worth $1,000 for something like that.
Yeah, dude. Yes, I paid it. And I knew I wouldn't get anything out of it. I wanted it for like the backlinks. I was like, if you do a no follow, if you do a follow instead of a no follow, I will pay for this. And then so I was like, okay, I'll do it for that.
Interesting. Yeah. I can see where the backlinks would they would help you out, but yeah, you're definitely right that overall not worth it.
I don't know if this is worth it, dude, but I just went on Instagram and just looked up car shopping and just wanted to see what came up. So like, I don't know. Like this is an interesting post. Is it made for women like you and me? Follow along, and I promise I'll be honest with you. So it's somebody that's trying to do the same thing you're
Yeah.
doing,
I
helping
mean,
women
there's
feel confident
definitely
about money.
just there's a whole demographic. We found other creators too, who we've been looking to like reach out to on TikTok for sponsorships. We have like a list compiled between myself and Sam, my business partner.
Yeah.
There is a significant demographic of women on TikTok who make car shopping videos specifically for other women. And they often mention in their videos, you know, like when you go to a dealer, don't say these things because they'll try and like talk down to you if you do. Don't say so. I mean, it's crazy that that stuff has to be said in the first place. But
Is there a
I honestly
hashtag?
think, sorry.
Is there a hashtag that they use?
Uh, I'm not sure if there's a specific hashtag. We've been going on these platforms and searching like women car shopping and stuff like that, and finding the videos for the demographics that we're looking for. I haven't necessarily seen a specific hashtag.
Because look, it's gonna, if you're looking for like hacky strategies in a way that,
Yeah.
let's say I have no budget, right? Like this is one where I'm like, I have no budget to do anything. Then I would just kind of figure out ways that I can leverage this. Because there's like study talk, mom talk, there's all these book talk. So if you can find a blank talk that is made for your core demographic, you know, with AI and with these influencers too, you can probably leverage, and they don't have to be super, they don't have to have a big following on TikTok, right? As long as they hit a great video and they have the right hashtag, so to speak, then I think, you know, you could get some interesting downloads through that.
We've even been looking at some of these TikTokers that are on our list. They're like lifestyle or makeup TikTokers, but they made a
Yep.
video or two about "come with me to buy my car," and they blew up.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they've shown potential in this like space, so we're hoping that we can capitalize on that as well.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is car shopping.
yeah, videos like that style. Yeah,
Interesting. I don't even know what it's going to pop up. I got to be careful when I'm sharing my screen.
yeah, that's fair.
BN loves this too. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys for the feedback, good or bad. So actually, just the good, please. My heart can't handle the bad. All right, Max. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that covers it.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Well, let's go into our app audit section of the show, and we like to start off every app audit with some dad jokes. All right, Max. I know you found one quickly. So, since you're the guest, I don't know what we're going to play for, but we'll play for your coffee yet or no?
Sorry, can you repeat that for us for a sec?
Or no?
No.
Okay, not yet. Okay, we'll play for lemonade. All right, Max.
All right. Not a big coffee drinker. Sorry.
No, dude, I didn't drink coffee until I had my son, and I was like, I need coffee now. You're great, Max. So Pablo's giving you some love right there.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Max. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You know what? I'll get it out of the way.
All right.
It's gonna be rough. What kind of computer sings the best?
What? Which one?
Adele.
Oh, I like that one. Adele. All right. All right, Max. Since you've been so mature, I'm gonna do this one. I had a poop joke, but I'll avoid that. All right. Max, what does a spy do when he is cold?
What?
He goes undercover. There you go.
Oh man.
All right. All you got to do is, oh, come on, people. They already know. Vote for your favorite. Put M if you thought Max's joke was better. Put S if you thought my joke was better. And just by voting, we're going to give you a free Indie App Santa promotion just for voting. So that's all you got to do. And thank you to our sponsors, Apps Flyer and Web2Wave, where we can give out some of these promos. So go check them out if you're looking for an MMP to get started in some of the paid marketing channels. That is Apps Flyer. And then if you're looking to scale your apps and want to try out web to app funnels, which Max might be interesting to you as well. But actually, nah, you don't have subscription yet. You just want people into your app. But Web2Wave allows you to build web to app funnels very easily. And we're going to start to build. We've already built ours. We're going to start to run tests through that, and we'll give you those numbers as well. All right. All right, Max. It looks like I'm going to owe you something. So
thank you.
Looks like there's been a lot of M's.
They're voting for me. Yeah. Thanks, chat.
They're all traders. All right. Let's get
I like
into
your
the app.
joke. I thought it was good, Steve.
Thanks. Thanks for your kind words. All right, we've got Casper's app. He's got a AI calorie tracker. So let's pull it up right here. It's called Fimbl, Fimbl. He wants help on competitive keywords and branding. Okay, Max, what do you think about the screenshot so far?
The screenshots look really clean. I think it's reminiscent. I've seen a lot of these AI calorie trackers out there,
Yeah.
and they're kind of flooding the market in a way. But as far as the screenshots go, this is one of the best looking ones that I've seen.
Yeah,
It's very
I like
nice.
I like this one too. I mean, they have
Yeah,
11.
very professional, very well put together compared to a lot of the other newer ones I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, this is a competitive category now. I mean, with Cal AI, it seems like a lot of people are coming into this. I think there's a couple of ways I would start thinking about this is if you are focused on the US market, then think about ways where you're going to need to find a different keyword that not a lot of people are kind of go after. And so, Casper, if you think it is calorie counter, what I typically try to do is put in the main keyword. So it's really calorie tracker. That's going to be the main keyword, but you put counter, which I like. And then but I don't like counter either because you have these bigger apps. You see all these yellow that are showing up, Casper, and they've got 100,000, 2 million. You're not going to beat these guys. And so what I would try to do is try to find, and we just had a call with our mastermind that we run. It's a group, academy, and a community of app founders earlier today. And somebody in the academy was showing, hey, Steve, you know what you've been talking about with finding 2 keywords with a search score of 30? I did it. I found them. I built it. I got to number 1 in 3 days. And that is what I would do right now. My process for finding these keywords is currently not working, but AppFollow is the tool that I use. And you just click this little eye icon and you try to find these keywords around that. And one of the other ways in a new video that we're going to put up soon is using Google Trends. I do like this too. So if you're trying to go for AI calorie tracker as an example, this is how you try to find new keywords that have not been. And Max, this is my favorite way of trying to find those competitors with the website and doesn't have an app. This is my favorite way of doing that too. So these are the risings. Obviously, we all know about Cal AI calorie tracker. So that might be an interesting way of finding new keywords too. Here, AI food tracker. That's what I would do. So it looks like calorie counter is calorie calculator, maybe. There you go. And then you put calorie calculator here and try to find the keyword traffic. But yeah. Oh, looks like you got a fan here.
Oh, it's my dad. Hey, Dad.
He must be proud right now. It's a proud moment for him. All right. Anything you want to add, Max, to Fimbl?
Yeah, I think the app presents itself very well, but everything you said holds very true, especially in such a crowded market with those calorie counter apps. Cal AI has been incredibly dominant there. I know it's one of those apps that everyone looks at and is like, oh man, why didn't I do that when it came out? But it's probably a very tough market. And if you're able to like carve out a niche, make like one eye-catching feature to carve out your niche and then base your marketing off of it, where you can change your name around it too and not have to compete with those million download apps, that'll probably help you out a lot.
Yeah, I don't even know if they have that feature, the calorie tracking feature with just a photo. But if that is a feature, I would probably highlight that.
Yeah, and if not, if it's like more the biggest thing with that photo calorie tracking thing of Cal AI is like the inaccuracies. You might be able to like play off that and say like, hey, we're like more accurate. We take it very seriously.
Yep.
I know a lot of people are hesitant to use Cal AI because of it.
I like it, dude. Internal knowledge. Hey, we didn't check out your app. You wanna go through your app first, and then we'll go through Casper's app?
Sure.
Okay, since your dad's here, I feel like obligated to. I'm afraid of Scott.
Yeah, seems fair.
I'm kidding. All right, let's get into your app first.
Yeah, so you got the onboarding process since it's your first time opening it. So
Yep.
just the
The full
standard like
screen.
access tabs. You just got to approve those,
Yep.
or you don't have to approve them. Up to you.
I will
But
approve them.
all right. So once you're through, it's going to give you a
Yes.
little walkthrough. There's like 2 tutorial boxes. You can skip through those. Just hit
Yep.
next and then next again. And you can take a picture of any car with this, and it'll identify it if you have one, or you can upload one. At the bottom left, you can see that little like gallery icon. Not sure if you want to share your photo gallery on stream, but
Nah, this is all screenshot. They're all screenshots. This is my test phone.
if you have like a car or something in there, you can upload
Let's
it. And
see.
if you don't have an image right now of a car, oh sorry, you can search for it.
Yeah, no, go ahead. You can keep talking.
Yeah.
If I don't,
If you don't have you stopped sharing your screen. I just wanted to.
yeah, I don't.
Oh, if you don't have an image of a car, then there's actually a search tab over to the right of that where I could walk you through smart search instead is another way to approach it.
If
Yeah,
I
so
may,
sorry,
if I
yeah.
may, Matt, I like things that also I've seen other websites that do this, especially in the AI space. They will give you a sample. Throw out a popular car, right? Like especially one that might be popular with, your target demographic. So that's what I would.
I actually used to say, see in the search bar right there, it says EG. If you backspace real quick, it says like Toyota Camry as a sample. I should probably put that in the other search bar as well. That's good advice.
Yeah, well, I mean, even when the Snap, like if you have like a sample, right? Because I might not be even seeing a car, but I want to see it.
Yeah.
Like, here's the samples, and you already know the listing, so it's not going to cost you anything, right? So here are the most popular cars that people like snap in a way, and you just do that with data, right? Like you can see which cars have the most search traffic if it is Camry or Ford.
What's trending and kind of just like put it on the homepage for people to click on. That it's a good thought.
Just photos of it so that they can see most popular cars. I would frame it most popular cars, and then on CarSnap, and then give them photos of those most popular cars so that they can see CarSnap in action too.
It's a great idea. Thanks. So yeah, there's 2 types of search in here. This is the traditional search. You just type in a make and model, which surprisingly a lot of our competitors don't have, because you have to like input them from a list because there's so many different make and models. We're, as far as I know, the only one where you can just type it in. But you can see at the top, it gives you specifications for everything. Below that, you have your listings. And these 4 listings right here that show, these would be the sponsored listings from a dealer if there were any near you.
Yeah.
So you can call the dealer and view the listing website right from in there. We have a payment calculator and vehicle specifications. If you scroll up a bit, we have the images. And if you tap on those, you can like make them bigger and zoom in as needed.
That's awesome.
And then if you go back, sorry to walk you through this, but so you can save the listing with the heart button. You can share it as well. It sends a link out, and I should absolutely put tracking on it, like you mentioned previously.
Nice.
If you go back one more, so there's YouTube reviews there too, but you can see the view more button for videos, and if you go up for listings. So the full listings, these would just be like everything. There's hundreds of them often because Toyota Camry is pretty popular. But the sponsored listings would go in that like first card slot. So it's like an easy way for us to promote listings over other ones.
I love it.
And then you can watch videos right within the app as well.
One suggestion, just to take it with a grain of salt, would be I might want to show view more up like right here. Sorry, I'm like pointing at my fingers right here because I've already, let's say I've gotten here, like I didn't know that there were more. I actually thought there were just only 4 cars available because you have it under listing and I'm looking at it, but I'm like, I'm done, right? Like my call to action's gone. So I don't.
You think it might be, we considered instead of the blue view more button at the top right, putting like an arrow under those 4 centered, like a little arrow.
Yes,
you can
I prefer that.
And
I would just say view more car list, view all car listings. Something that says it at the bottom when my eye has already moved towards there, right? Like this is what I'm talking about to the user when it's gone this way and they want to see more, but they didn't know that it was up here.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, and I see they're saying in the chat as well, maybe more space between the sections. I think you guys are right. I probably should put it below so it like naturally goes in there.
Just like crazy.
Yeah. So, and then the smart search feature here. So this is like a more quiz approach. You can answer any way you like, but if you say like a used car, which I feel like most people are shopping for right now and go next, you set your budget. You can, again, set it to whatever you like. I don't know exactly what most people are shopping for.
It's like $50,000.
Yeah. You choose your body types that you're looking for. These are for people who really don't know what kind of car they're looking for yet. They're just kind of looking for whatever. Van. Wonder how well that one's gonna do. And then you set your years.
So is it?
It's not saying next because there might be none available below that. Vans aren't as common as some other body types. So yeah,
which
and
one
then
you want me to pick? Sedan.
You can select multiple too. You can keep Vans in there and select this. Vans in particular are just not selling that well right now, so there just might not be any within that range. And then you can skip this part entirely if you don't want to, and you can skip this too as well. It's up to you, but those are just like features. So once you input everything that you're looking for, it will search for a moment, and then here's everything that's in the range you just inputted, your years, your mileage, everything that you were desiring. And you can filter it down more with the filter option at the bottom. You can also sort them by price, by mileage, by model year, and a few other ways.
Yep.
So this is just a more straightforward approach to shopping for people who kind of want a more vague set of models to shop from instead of shopping from just one specific model that they took a picture of.
I like it.
Horizontal carousel for different.
If I may ask, I'll just tell you. Okay, I used to drive a Mustang when I had a kid. We started looking for a car, Max. Okay, and I was like, I can't drive a Mustang anymore. I'm going to be a dad soon. Here's what I did. Okay, I knew I wanted a used car. I knew the price range. I knew I wanted an SUV, and I wanted to know which one was the safest. That's all I cared about. So the questions you're asking are very maybe, you talk to your mom, talk to other females, but if the female demographic is that, maybe they don't know what these should be, and they care more about, hey, I'm a mom of 2. I need something that would help me with X, Y, and Z. Just an idea, just throwing it out there. Not something that you need to act upon.
That's a good one. One thing my business partner suggested, Sam, is a comparison tool within the app where you would be able to, maybe even its own dedicated tab, input any 2 makes and models, and it would kind of use AI to generate like a comparison summary of pros and cons between the 2.
Yep.
Safety could definitely be reflected in that. I think that would be a really great feature to add in.
Yeah, because BN said, a note for whatever it's worth, and that's sort of what I'm saying too. For whatever it's worth, I wouldn't know what years or mileage I was looking for. Some hints, even if it wasn't behind any of those. Yeah, so like I wouldn't personally. Totally. Yeah, if I wouldn't know, and I didn't care, Max, I didn't care what kind of car I wanted to buy, because I was just like, give me the safest SUV. Obviously, I can Google that too, but that's what I did, and that's all. Ended up with the Pilot, by the way.
I was thinking about putting presets, like, see how there's empty space like under where the mileage is?
Yep.
Maybe like just an option for like shop top safety picks, shop top, something like that. Because we have objective data to say like what is the most safe cars. How about letting the user? Okay, interesting. That
like a chat. Look, tell me about yourself. Like, who are you? You got kids? How many? You looking for something roomy, something to store sports stuff in? Me. Yes. These are all questions that if I was looking for a car, I'd ask for.
An interesting approach. We actually looked at like a conversational way of doing it with voice, but it was too costly. AI voice applications are very expensive right now. We could do text or speech to text. That might be doable. And then we could also have users type it in. These are all really great suggestions. So thank you guys. Thank you, chat, and Steve as well.
What's up, Vlad? Good to see you first time live. All right. Well, welcome in. It's a good time.
Somebody above mentioned a horizontal carousel might also work with the different sections. I'm not sure exactly where he's specifying, but I'm sure that could be added in as well.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into Casper, and then there's some more stuff.
Thank you, chat. Blueco. Thank you.
All right. Casper, back to you. Fitness diary in your pocket. Let's go get started. Welcome. What is your experience? I don't know. Let's see. What fitness? I have tried to lose weight. I have lost weight. Yeah, okay. What is your gender? Male. Hot sedentary. I'm pretty active.
Very smooth. The app looks like very well animated.
Weight. Yep, I like it. Maintaining my goal, I guess. Choose, sure, why not? 1,000. Get out of here. 10,000. How old are you? 45. 7. Jeez. Don't care about this 0.3 crap. Let's see if I can get back to my high school weight. 135. Let's see. There's no way I even want to be. Okay, so be careful, Casper, with asking for health. What we've seen on our end is asking for health too soon actually leads to a lower conversion rate. So maybe ask for it after the paywall. And then I like this, help us grow. Don't put 1 star, by the way. Put 5. Like you put 1, I'm gonna give you 1. So prime me. And then what I would do is, we saw this on Cal AI and we've seen it work. Put some testimonials. You have some. I saw that you had some reviews. So put some testimonials on here. Put 5 stars instead of 1. Whoops. Here, I'll leave you a rating, by the way. There you go, my friend. Oof. Don't do this before the paywall either, but I'm going to give it to you. And for those who are just listening, Casper is asking, the app is asking for me to sign in before even showing me a paywall. Oh, there is no paywall. Jeez, Casper. Welcome to the channel, my friend. You got to put this in here. And this is, look, this, for me, this screams like a small app and everybody thinks about themselves. And I think, are you going to go away then if you're a small app? I would fake it till I make it. Make sure people know, like, you're like, hey, support us. I'm like, look, I would love to support you, but guess who I care about the most? Me or my kids and my family. But like, I wouldn't do this yet. I would just lead with, hey, here are the benefits, lose weight, feel better, blah, blah, blah. Here's the monthly, here's the yearly, go. Or now I wouldn't mess around with any of this stuff. What do you think, Max?
Yeah, honestly, thinking the same thing. I think maybe the review placement, and you may suggest differently, but asking for a review before accessing any of the features, I'm not sure if users would be compelled to leave a 5-star review before they've actually gotten to at least look at everything. But yeah, the paywall placement probably needs some improving, and the wording is a bit erring on the side of indie developer. I get appealing to their like emotion, but if you fake it till you make it, it'll probably give off a better presence for your app.
Yeah, because this is all about Casper. This isn't about me.
Yeah. And there were the testimonials there if you scrolled down. I think he did have
it's like, this is more about me. Like, hey, help me accuse, but this is more about you, which is fine. But I'm just saying, like, we all care about us. So then be like, hey, here's your, your early adopter savings. Just lead with one, a couple of prices there. That's what I would do. Or pick your own price. Hey, we want to give you lifetime access. Pick your own price. Like, rebrand it. There you go. This is a way better suggestion, Max. We did it together. Okay. Rebrand it. Hey, pick your own price. Right. And then be like, hey, I'm this, I'm that. Like, help me feel better about supporting you. So that, hey, we want you to unlock all these features without an expensive price point. You can pick your own price and reframe it rather than showing it like this.
Yeah, I really admire the way that you let people do that. I think it's a lot less shady than a lot of these apps out here. And yeah, people will love it with the right wording.
Yeah. Like it. And then Max, I did say that doing the onboarding, like, if you ask for it early, it does work. About 1% of all your downloads leave a rating. So asking for it early on in the process does work. Now, once you've hit a certain level of ratings, I would move it back to when they have their most ideal situation. So for you, might be when they snap their first car and they see that listing. So once you have enough, let's say 100, 200, whatever that number is for you, I would pick 100 personally. Then I would move it so that I can get more high quality reviews versus just sheer number of reviews. But in the beginning, I would just go sheer number of reviews.
Yeah, maybe I should move my own forward then, because right now I have it after that car scan. I can move it up to the onboarding process. I may have misinterpreted what you said in a previous video. Or you may have been speaking specifically to like people who have more reviews already when you mentioned like after something that they were like satisfied with. Because right now I only have, is that 5 reviews right now?
Yeah.
So it's not a lot. And 5 reviews on 3,000 downloads is not the best ratio.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it could use some improvement for sure.
Well, it does work. And, this is where I combined one of my growth hacks is do an app advice campaign, make something for free. So this is what you can do, Casper, your lifetime offer, make it for free. One of those plans, like a super supporter or starter, right? Make it for free. Tell app advice that you're making this for free. They then get you thousands of downloads. Then those thousands of downloads, Max gets you those ratings. And so when I launched an app back in 2023, I was like, all right, how do I get to 100 ratings really fast? So I did a lifetime free, asked for the rating after they got the lifetime free. I asked for the rating. So I was able to get 10,000 downloads by making my lifetime free offer, and I got 150 new ratings. And then I was like, okay, I got enough now. Let me see what else I can do to grow this.
That's great. Yeah. Unfortunately, I tried. I don't qualify for Apps Gone Free because I don't have the subscription model, which I completely understand. But it's a great tool to have out there.
Yep. I mean, you could consider it because you're giving away snaps. Obviously, there's some AI costs that you have to incur, and so you can always just give away a few snaps and then lock up the rest.
Yeah, that's definitely worth considering. I see the chat's suggesting the same thing as well.
Yeah, they're growing. It's going. Okay, let me see if I can get to some of these questions. Vlad says, any idea why, if people are upset and rate 1 star if you do it during the onboarding? Vlad, not necessarily, because it depends on when you ask. But I don't, the way I did it was lifetime free, ask for it after the paywall, because obviously they're going to feel good that they just got something for lifetime free. So that was sort of my hypothesis too for that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they'll most likely skip, and then if they'll leave 1 star if they're really mad. So, all right, let me see. Vlad says, for app advice, if I currently have weekly, monthly, yearly subscription, should I make the yearly free or add a net new lifetime IAP for free?
I think cannot make lifetime, right?
I'm sorry?
They require lifetime, right, for app advice?
They do not. They do. Okay, so you can't technically make yearly subscriptions free. It's just not technically possible. You'll have to do back-end code, but within Apple, you cannot do it. So what I would do is just do the lifetime IAP, because that's a non-consumable in-app purchase, and that can be brought down to 0 within App Store Connect. Not on Android yet, but on Google, or I'm not even sure on Android, so don't quote me on that, but on Apple lifetime. So I would still do lifetime, Vlad. And I've done it for our AI apps too. I've done lifetime free and seen very little AI costs. It depends on your own AI. Okay, there's Anthony says, what worked for me to get more ratings as well was adding a rate app button in my what's new view that I would show on the home screen whenever I added new features. That's a great idea, Anthony. Hey, if you're willing to share it, send me your app, Anthony, and I would love to feature it in an upcoming video. I love that idea. Okay, BN says, I think, Max, you should make your app free for a few days, then tell app advice is going to be free for 3 days. Okay. Oh, but
might
Steve's
be a little late for that.
Sorry.
I already reached out to them before, but I could try it.
Yeah. I mean, you could do an unlimited snaps for free and just show it.
Yeah. I could do like you guys suggested and just kind of limit it after a certain amount of photos and make it free, and then remove the subscription afterwards if it gets me that surge from Apps Gone Free.
Yeah, I like it. All right, Max. Now let's get to the part of the show where we pick a winner. So
let's do it.
I like the sound effects. Look is here. Look. H is out of town. Look is here. Look. All right, you got the spinning wheel?
I got it ready, yes. Let me share my screen. Wheel of Fortune, share my screen. Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yes. We didn't see. The less people that vote, the higher the chance that you might win. What is this blank one? Maybe it's a spin again. We'll treat it at that. All right, give it a spin.
Here we go. Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go.
Pablo, you already won, so I'm rooting for Standy. Yeah, Blueco. Blueco's been awesome.
Blueco FC, congrats, Blueco FC. You're the winner.
There you go, Blueco. You didn't vote for me, but you won in free Indie App Santa promo. So, Blueco, just email me, steve@appmasters.com or .co, doesn't matter. But just email me and I'll hook you up with a free Indie App Santa promo. All right, he said yay.
Nice.
All right, awesome.
Congrats.
Blueco, would you mind putting your name, your real name, so I can know which email I should be looking out for? Thank you, my friend. All right, Max, let's get into the last. Oh my God, where are we with time? How are you with time? Can you do one more?
All good.
Okay, let's do it. You got class today, or no? You're in the summer. It's the summer.
It's in the summer. We're all good today.
All right, nice, man. All right, here we go. We got this app from. Let me pull the person's name. Where the Kefa. Okay, ASO performance and UI UX. Okay, let's get into that. Kefa, like ASO wise, this is not good. I have no idea what this app does. Let me just. So, unless this is something that I'm supposed to know, I don't know what this app does. And it must be in a different language. Disclaimer. Or so, this official job. Okay, it's a government Tasmania. Okay. Well, look, no, this is the wrong app. They switched to this app, I think, right? They switched to this app. This is the wrong app for me to like a look at, but it looks like they help job seekers apply for jobs, and then more, I'm assuming in Tasmania level, but I would put something job related on here if it makes sense, or maybe it already is, but because I don't understand the language, I can't help you out that much. I don't know why you switched to this one for me, but okay. I'll take a look. Max, anything you want to help me out, please, Max? Anything you want to say here?
I'm not sure where to start here. Yeah, I can't tell exactly what it is just from this. In the email you guys sent to me before, I took a look at this one. It was one of the ones listed for auditing, and I still couldn't figure it out. So maybe the screenshots would help out a little bit.
Okay. I got to make a note to tell my team, stop. If we don't understand the app, maybe we don't make this we don't help replace it, because I'm like, what is this? All right.
Yeah.
Hefa, unless he said he's going to join. So if you're in the comments, please let us know what is this app. It's a job making app. Okay, he is here. It's a job matching app, but only in Tasmania. Looks like
Swahili.
Swahili, thank you. Okay. Well, we're going to do our best, and we'll get into the app right now.
Looks interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe you could argue it's attention grabbing because you got to figure out what it is.
Well, I'm sure his target audience would know. He uses English inside. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Efa. I have your other job thing app too. Okay, I'm a job recruiter, so why not? Which one do you want me to put? So maybe most people are probably seekers. So I'm going to put seeker. Nope, sorry. Oh, that was fast.
Great, right into it.
Yeah, I think. All right, Max, what do you want to say?
Probably right off the bat, I think it might be a bit cluttered. I wouldn't know exactly where to start. But I mean, I think it is nice that you have like very little onboarding and you just get right into seeing the jobs you're looking for. But I wouldn't know exactly what that AI button does necessarily. I don't see exactly where that comes into play.
Yeah.
I got a few things to add, Steve.
Go for it.
So, yeah, I think what it lacks is an onboarding, which kind of tells the user, what the app is about. And we saw the same problem with the App Store page as well. Like, it was difficult for us to figure out, like, what exactly is this app about? And then, when you download the app, especially because there's no onboarding, it's like a hard landing to the main page. And, we don't really know what to do. And especially if I'm a job seeker, the first thing I want to do is, ideally from an app's perspective, the conversion point we should be aiming for should be a sign up. So the onboarding should ideally start with, building the expectations, like how is this app different from maybe other job apps in the market, like highlight the USPs, maybe just start from there, build excitement. And then the onboarding should just lean into the profile creation side of things. Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, absolutely. And he might already be doing this on these if we can read that language. He might be already doing that. And so.
Okay. Yeah.
Kefa, don't like within the app, still try to wow me, right? Like pretend this is the first date, and then me opening your app is the second date. All right, you guys still gotta wow me. We're still not engaged or married. And then what I would do too, look to your point, is ask, how old are you? What kind
Yeah.
of job are you looking for? Marketing, I don't know. And then now you have some data, Kefa, to see, okay, who's the right target audience? Who's the most engaged in my app? And then that helps me with my marketing a bit more too.
Yeah.
You guys want to add anything else?
I think you hit the nail on the head.
All right, cool. Thank you. There you go. All right, thank you. Look, that was good feedback too. All right, Max, anything else you want to talk about before we say goodbye?
No, I think we covered it all. Thank you for all your help today. I'm going to go ahead and implement a lot of the things that you discussed and a lot of the suggestions that chat made as well.
Yeah. Well, congrats to you, my friend. Thank you for being a long-time email subscriber of the channel. It's great to see. You did make me feel extremely old, but I'm extremely super happy to see you build this and start so young in the 5th grade, and you're still so freaking young. And so I can only see like really, really great stuff happening for you. And BN, we're all rooting for you, man. So
thank you.
keep us posted. And then once you got some more news, maybe we'll get an update.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you. And thanks, chat, for the well wishes as well.
Yeah. And Scott, how did I do? Scott, are you still there?
I'm not sure if he's at work right now, so he joined from work. But thanks for joining, Dad.
That is awesome. All right, next week. Well, actually, let me end with this. So, if you guys want your app audited in a future live stream, just go to appmasters.com/audit, appmasters.com/audit, and we have a premium plan where you can meet with me for an hour, and we can really sit down and go through that. And if you want to check out our app promotion platform that is similar to App Advice, go check out Indie App Santa as well. All right, look, thank you so much for coming on. Okay, next week we got an amazing show. We're going to talk all about how to use AI with video creation. Max, a lot of our things, and especially for our apps, we're trying to focus more on the paid aspect of things. And part of the paid, obviously, is the video creatives that you're using. So if you're trying to figure out how to create these video creatives, how to create the right ones that your target audience will resonate with, you got to really pay attention. And Nay is going to join us. And I saw his MAU presentation. I said, Nay, you got to come on and share that with our audience as well. So join us every Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific. Max, congratulations on everything, my friend. I'm super excited for you. All right,
thank you,
guys.